Hi, Annie. Welcome back to Movie Junk. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, thanks. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. No surprise to Chucky fans. Annie's known as Miss Fairchild from seasons one and two. We had to bring you back, especially after seeing
Yep.
the latest trailer. And so we know that Miss Fairchild's making her way back this season and, hopefully not getting in the destructive path of Chucky. But definitely, Annie, thank you for making your way back to Movie Junk today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Definitely. And I know we had our last interview was a little over a year ago now. It's crazy how time flies, but we were still in the midst of COVID. You had mentioned that at least, during that time you were also doing a lot of writing. The fan of me wants to jump right into Chucky, but I want to see if you've come up with any exciting projects that you could share.
Yeah, actually, I'm working on something right now. I've finished the pilot for it, and my creative partner and I, it's an Italian Canadian story. It's based off my family history. A lot of people probably don't assume that I'm Italian, but I am. And we actually this spring, before I came back to Canada to shoot season 3 of Chucky, we took the project to Italy to workshop it, to workshop the script and kind of snoop around for some co-pro opportunities and such. So that's very exciting. But then, of course, as soon as we kind of came back, the strike happened. So we've been in a bit of a holding pattern, as everyone has been for the last few months, in terms of that project. But it's, given us a chance just to kind of noodle over what we have and refine some stuff and do some drafting. So it's all okay in the end. But yeah, I am excited to be able to hit the ground running and pitch the project.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, I was excited to hear sort of, the fruition of those projects. Did you, because also you do some writing on, TV shows as well and episodes. Did you get a chance to do any writing for the Chucky series at all, or?
No, but if they ever wanted, I would be very interested. But no,
Definitely,
not for these seasons.
definitely. I mean, there's some advantages, right, to being a writer, being able to kind of apply and kind of improve dialogue. I'm sure, at least some creators would like that.
Yeah, yeah, no, totally.
And you mentioned that, you're also Italian. So I have to admit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I do remember on our last interview, you had mentioned that you had just watched The Sopranos,
Oh
right?
yeah.
You had gone through The Sopranos, and then that weekend you were actually going to start The Many Saints of Newark. Did you ever get a chance to watch The Many
Yeah,
Saints?
yeah,
Awesome.
we did. I mean, it's a long time ago now. You know, it was, I remember it was like, it's fun to see, like, who's coming back. And I mean, I'm kind of a geek for anything retro like that and period piece. So I was all over it, and I love a good backstory. And there were like amazing Easter eggs in it. But like nothing beats the original.
Definitely, right?
Yeah.
So, but hold on a second. I remember that you had just gotten a puppy at that time, and didn't you name your puppy Tony?
Yeah, good memory. Yeah, my puppy is now
Not a
like
puppy
two and a
anymore.
half, almost three. She's 115-pound Cane Corso, an Italian Mastiff. Yeah, her name's Antonia, but we call her Tony.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
I have to admit, we also have a Cane Corso as well, but it's at my parents' place. Her
Dude,
name,
no one has Cane Corsos. No one has Corsos.
she's huge. Is your dog pretty big?
Well, yeah, no, she's like, I'd say she's on the smaller end of the Corso. She's 115. Yours? How big's yours?
So she's about 5 or 6 months. I want to say she's
Okay.
under 100 pounds, like close
Yeah.
to 100 pounds. So she's still a pup. I'll send you a picture as well too, so we can compare. I want to see Tony also.
They are my favorite dogs. I mean, they're definitely not for everyone. They require so much work, like so much training. I don't know about you, but like I spent the first year with that dog just like training our butts off, but she's the best dog.
Mhm.
I just love her.
Amazing, amazing. And
Yeah.
Tony, the name Antonia and Tony as well. I mean, what's not to love?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's
awesome,
sweetie.
awesome. And I do want to jump into season three of the Chucky series. Now, your character appeared in season one, right? So it's very rare, right? Especially being an adult, it's very rare that an adult character lasts this long in the Chucky series, right? Or at least, when Chucky gets in your path, it's usually a destructive path. I know the season premiere is about a week away, but what can you share? What is Miss Fairchild up to these days?
Well, first of all, just to, yeah, address that, like, exactly. You're preaching the choir here. I feel super lucky that as one of like the only adults, especially in the TV series, I've made it so far. I'm shocked. Um, I don't know, maybe like Don just liked me. Maybe he's just like he wanted to like tease me along because I feel like I was like, "Oh my God, when's it gonna happen? When's Chucky gonna get me?" But no, I was very pleased to come back. And yeah, I think as sort of indicated by the trailer that has come out, and where we left off at the very end of season 2, um, the young folks, their parents have all been taken out by Chucky, and so they're left without a primary guardian. And in comes good old Miss Fairchild to take them in.
Amazing, amazing. And
Yeah.
just looking at the first 4 episodes, the titles are out, right? And
Mm,
every episode title is very unique, which has been this way since, the last season as well. But the first episode's listed as Murder at 1600, second one's Let the Right One In, third one's Jennifer's Body, and the fourth one's Halloween season 3 of The Witch. So I don't know if those are indicators to, what the theme of the stories are, but really, really exciting to see the first 4 titles.
yeah, no, for sure.
Amazing. Now, your character's kind of been through a lot, right? So, we see you initially as, a teacher who's very caring for the students. And then we had obviously Rochelle Cassius, we actually interviewed her. She was the detective in the first season. Her instincts were that there was something more to your character and you had a little bit of a darker past.
Yeah.
So definitely, I know for fans, we're really excited to see kind of because we saw you at the end of last
Yeah.
season, right? You came at the end, and obviously they're not kids anymore, they're teens, and they're saying that like, this is what Chucky's done, and your character said, I had always had a feeling about that doll.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So I think I think that piece about, that's alluded to in season 1 about my past, that's always uh intrigued me about the backstory of this character. And then also the fact that she too had her hunches about Chucky, and so she's kind of called it even before the teens explicitly tell her. But I mean, yeah, without giving too much away, she's right there with them as we start season 3. So we will see how the 4 of them navigate.
Now, I know we can't get into obviously, specific scenes, but Brad Dourif, Jennifer Tilly, obviously the legacy cast. Is there anything that you could share from maybe seeing them or working with them this season?
Yeah, I can share that Jennifer's got some just outrageous outfits. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
I can share that Fiona is a goddamn rock star. And I can share that yeah, I love the scenes that I shot, and I would love to work with those 2 more in the future.
Amazing, amazing. And Don Mancini, right? I mean, the creator of the Chucky series. I know we touched on, what's it like, working with him, but for the fans that didn't tune in to the first episode, any stories that you could share from on set with Don and what's it like working with him?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just reiterate, it's been 3 seasons now. I wasn't really in season 2, but I tapped in a bit, and we were in touch throughout shooting that season regardless. And yeah, I'll just reiterate, Don's, he's an incredible showrunner. He really is. He takes care of his people. He hires his friends. People keep working with him for a reason, like, um and he's a joy to have on set. I will say, due to the situation with the writer's strike, which hit us pretty early on in filming, very unfortunately, Don wasn't around. So I mean, I can only imagine how hard that was for him, given the fact that, filming is a big part of the process and kind of one of the very exciting parts. And yeah, he was not around for that, which was really hard and a bummer. But we would get, messages from him just checking in, which was nice.
And Devon Sawa, right? So the theme of this season, obviously we're going to the White House. Chucky's in the White House. He's returning again as the president. I have to admit, right? So, and with Don Mancini, he is no stranger to bringing back actors to play different roles once they get killed, right? So initially, when I saw that, there was the twin brothers in the first season, when I saw them both get killed, I was like, man, I really want to see him in season 2. And then he comes back as the preacher in season 2, and then now again as the president, right? So I mean, it's super exciting to see his character keep evolving and him bringing a new spin on it every season.
Yeah, I love it. I think that almost kind of like mimicking the theater style, like rep company for film and TV. I mean, it's very rare. You see it with some sort of like ensemble pieces, American Horror Stories, classic, or even just directors that love their particular actors, Wes Anderson, Tim Burton, those types. But like from an actor's perspective, and I mean, I can't speak for Devin, but it's amazing to come back and work with people that you're already familiar with and have people write for you, knowing your skill set or what you're interested in or things that are going to, push you in different areas. And it is really rare in film and TV. And it's also hard a lot of the time, especially in television, because you crew up, you kind of like get to this peak of knowing people, and then the season's over and you're done and you're moving on, unless, it continues for many seasons. And it's a hard aspect of it. So to be able to like come back, especially on a show where everyone's dying all the time, it's nice that Dawn's like, rehires people. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. And also Lara Jean, right? She was the nun in last season, and she showed up also as the first lady in this season, which is very exciting to see her again.
Yes. No, definitely. And exciting as well too, because with your character in particular, I know a theory that was brewing within season 1 is that, especially with the hair color, right, that maybe you were the daughter of Chucky. And that was one that was often brought up. Definitely we could still potentially see that as well. I know one thing that I saw is that, in the Cult of Chucky, when Andy went on a date, there was a girl, her name was Rachel, right? And you're Miss Fairchild, but you're also Rachel Fairchild. So
Fairchild. Yeah.
there's some rumors there that you might be Chucky's daughter, and the hair color might be a little bit of a giveaway, but we'll have to tune in this season.
I mean, I play a great crazy, I'll tell you that. So
Definitely. And Alex Vincent, who we know as Andy, we had the privilege of also interviewing him as well too. Did you get a chance to meet him at all?
Yeah, I've met Alex more socially. We haven't worked together yet on the season. But he's so sweet and so welcoming. And, I went on his podcast as well with Elise, and yeah, he's a really, really friendly guy, and just like adores the Chucky world and fan base.
And also too with him, right? He was in Child's Play 1, 2, and then he had his appearances in The Cult and Curse. But there was a really, really cool scene in this trailer where we see Andy tied up again. It was a reenactment or it seemed like a reenactment of Child's Play 2, right? Where Chucky's on top. But this time we see Caroline kind of in the back where the tables are turned. Did you have a favorite Child's Play out of the franchise? I think you had said Bride of Chucky.
Yeah, I think that would, and then to be honest, after like the 2019, I don't think I saw. But yeah, it would be Bride for sure.
Definitely. And I know we can't spill too much, but being a week away, what can fans expect this season?
Just like some brutal kills. I think I think they're going to be surprised. I think they're going to be surprised at the turn the season takes. Don's a sneaky guy, and he's always like pulling crazy stuff out of his hat.
Amazing. And there's a lot of cameos too. I saw Keenan.
Yes.
That
And
was the
that's
taxi
not the only
driver.
one. There's some great cameos this season. Even I was like, are you kidding me?
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
so that's super fun.
So definitely, definitely, I want to save, some more room to where we can talk about when some of these episodes come out. But I always love asking, our guests, what are some of the shows you guys are binge watching now? I know we had talked about The Sopranos last time, but what are you watching now that's kind of on your list? That's not going to be Chucky in the next week.
Yeah, it's not gonna be checking the next week. Well, I'm not currently watching it, but when the seasons came out, I flew through them and everyone is, of course, on the same boat, is The Bear. Have
Hmm.
you seen
Oh
The
yeah,
Bear?
I haven't though, but I'm hearing a lot of good things about it.
Dude, you gotta go watch The Bear right now. Like,
Okay.
just like we love Chucky, but go watch the
Oh, the bear with the forget the name, the actor from Shameless.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, it just like some of the greatest television writing I've seen, and the performances are incredible. Succession, fourth season, I've watched all of it, but the fourth season this spring was big on our binge watch list. And then in terms of like revisiting, I just did, and I have one season to go. Beginning of Seinfeld and worked my way through. And I haven't watched Seinfeld since it was like originally airing. So it's been a little while. Um, and yeah, man, that show, like those guys, the performers, it's excellent.
Seinfeld definitely goes down
Yeah.
as
How about you?
TV shows of all time. Believe it or not, I
Yeah.
never fully got into Seinfeld. I've watched many episodes, and I have relatives that just live and die Seinfeld. I actually want to go and actually watch it. It was on Is it still on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, all of it. I would recommend watching through it because sort of at the time I too was like, I don't know, I was young enough. I was like in and out of it. It was on cable. I watched it pretty regularly, but moving through it like in order, you really understand the complexity of like the self-referencing once it gets going and just like how it builds on itself. And it's so good. It's so good.
Definitely, definitely, right? I mean,
Yeah.
all-time classic. I've watched a handful of episodes, but I want to actually go back in and watch it from beginning to end. Being on Netflix, it's really, really easy to binge watch. I remember there was an interview with Jerry Seinfeld and Larry King, and it was right when Seinfeld had ended, and Larry King had opened saying, "So, you guys are canceled, right? There's no more seasons coming out." And then Jerry comes back and says, no, the show ended. We didn't get canceled. The show he took offense. He goes, we were the top show and we didn't get canceled. So
Yeah. We chose to finish after like 9 seasons, good riddance. Um, yeah, the other thing that I've been really into watching is I've been into like Animal Planet, like nature documentary style series. Just like endless shots of animals in the wild doing their thing. I don't know.
yeah, are
It's
you
really
a
been doing it for me lately.
Star Wars fans by any chance?
Yeah, but I'm not like I'm not so nerdy about it. I know like all the lore, but I grew up watching and I grew up with a lot of brothers and we watched like the originals on repeat just like our whole childhood. So, yeah.
Amazing.
Why?
The
Are
the
you are you watching the latest?
the Ahsoka series is really good. It's on Disney. It's actually really good. I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's some exciting cameos that are in there. If you're a fan of the
Okay.
prequels, you'll get some rewarded justice there. And that's really all I've been really binge watching. Besides, like for me, I just like rewatching the old stuff. I'll just
Yeah.
rewatch Sopranos. I'll rewatch Sons of Anarchy and some of these older shows that were already out. But it's tough for me to kind of get on. Like I was on the Better Call Saul train until that
Oh
ended.
yeah.
So I need to find a new show.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of going for Curb Your Enthusiasm because I never watched the full thing. But I seriously would recommend The Bear.
Okay, I'm gonna put Bear on
It's
the
really
list.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely on my list. And re-mentioning again, October 4th, episode 1 airs of the Chucky series. your character returns. And again, I feel like there's more to your character. You're the only character that actually like puts stock into the kids, into the teens, that I feel like there's more. Like a lot of the parents, they just take what they say for granted, and it ends up kind of coming
Mm.
back to hurt them, right? So let's see what happens when there's someone on the kids team, so to speak, sort of what happens there. I'm really excited, and definitely excited to see where this show takes us this season, and then wanting to bring you back again so we can talk more spoilers. Really excited for that.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be fun.
Annie, thank you so much for making your return. Really excited to talk more Chucky, and also your upcoming projects as well. And I just want to thank you again for making the time of returning to Movie Junk.
Oh gosh, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Annie, thank you. We'll talk soon.
Bye.